Hi, everyone. Welcome back. So, today is going to be a fun one, and I want to talk about something that is constantly confusing people when it comes to gut health, and that's all the noise around the microbiome. If you've spent even 5 minutes on social media, you'll see things like this one drink healed my gut, take this probiotic for 30 days, do this cleanse and reset your microbiome, and let's don't even dive into the parasite cleanses. So, if you're someone who's bloated, inflamed, dealing with hormone imbalance, or you're stuck in a weight loss resistance, it can feel like you're failing or like you just haven't found the right thing yet. So today, I want to separate myths from actual science in a real simple, no judgment way because your microbiome is not a light switch. It's actually an ecosystem. You want to think of it like a garden. So you don't plant just one seed and suddenly have a thriving landscape. You create change through consistent conditions over time. Now, one of the biggest myths that I see is that your microbiome can be fixed with a single product or short term protocol. So things like 7 day gut reset, cleanses or detox teas, one probiotic that claims to heal your gut. Those things may change how you feel temporarily, especially if they reduce inflammation or remove triggers, but they don't create lasting microbiome change on their own. Your gut bacteria does not respond to intensity, it responds to patterns. Now, let's talk about what actually does shift your microbiome in a meaningful way. First, what you eat consistently matters the most. Not what you eat perfectly, but what you eat consistently. Your gut microbes eat what you eat. And they don't care that your diet is called keto, paleo, gluten-free, plant-based, carnivore. They literally care about what shows up day after day. Now, in this context, what matters most is adequate fiber, and that's not just one specific type, enough protein to support gut repair, variety of foods over time, that one's super important, and blood sugar stability. So this is where I see a lot of women getting stuck. They're eating clean, but they're skipping meals, they're under eating, they're living on coffee, on protein bars, on salads. They're cutting carbs completely out of fear. That pattern tells me that your gut, that the resources are scarce, or so that the resources in the gut are scarce, and that when the gut senses scarcity, it tends to shift towards survival and not healing. Now, the second thing is, and I've been talking about this all month long. So, if anybody has followed anything, any of my social media content or posts, stress matters more than most people want to admit. You can eat all the right foods and take all the supplements, but if your nervous system is constantly in fight or flight, digestion is going to stay compromised. So chronic stress affects stomach acid production, digestive enzyme output, gut motility, and the balance between beneficial and problematic bacteria within the gut. So, this is why so many women notice gut symptoms flare during perimenopause, high pressure careers, family or medical stress, poor sleep seasons. So, your body's not broken, it's literally prioritizing survival, which is what it's supposed to do. And no supplement can override a constantly dysregulated nervous system. Now, the third thing is sleep is not optional for gut health. Like it's not optional. Like it's not something that you can be like, oh, I'll catch up another time. Your microbiome follows a circadian rhythm just like your hormones and blood sugar do. So when sleep is off, microbial diversity drops, inflammation increases, blood sugar becomes harder to regulate, and cravings and hunger cues start to get dysregulated. So, this is why doing all the things but sleeping 5 to 6 broken hours a night keeps people stuck, especially when you start to hit that midlife age. Now, the fourth thing is medications, hormones, and your history matters. So this is a big one that rarely gets discussed. So things like past or repeated antibiotic use, birth control that has a major effect on the microbiome, acid blocking medications, NSAIDs, and pain relievers. Now, all of these can create long term shifts in the microbiome. That doesn't mean you did something wrong. It just means that your gut may need some intentional rebuilding and not just another generic cleanse. Now, let's talk about what doesn't actually heal your microbiome, even though social media loves to sell it this way. So, juice cleanses don't rebuild gut bacteria. Megadose probiotics aren't always helpful, and it can actually worsen bloating and anxiety for some people, depending on what the current state of dysbiosis is in the gut. Fermenting everything doesn't fix dysbiosis. And eliminating food after food doesn't heal your gut long term. So, in fact, overly restrictive diets often reduce the microbiome diversity over time, which is the opposite of what you want. And gut healing is not about punishment, it's about support and safety to your body. And here's the most important piece: your gut is personal. What helps one person can flare another person. And what feels healthy for your friend might completely derail your digestion. That's why chasing trends keeps people stuck, because trends are not often personalized, they're very generic. Now, real microbiome change comes from stable meals, getting enough fuel calories, nervous system regulation, consistent sleep, and gentle strategic support, and sometimes targeting testing so you're not guessing about what you're essentially trying to address. So if you've tried everything and nothing has worked, it doesn't mean your gut's broken. It usually means you've been given generic advice for a very specific problem. And if this resonates with you, drop a comment or send me a message. And if you want deeper support, shoot me a message. I would be happy to help. Until next time.